Despite Piers Morgan still doing a lot to run cover for the Trump administration, as we saw in my recent appearance on the show, and having a hard time breaking out of the mental mold that got him to fall into the Trump train, if that makes any sense, in the first place, he is getting more and more comfortable, if for no other reason, to follow the political winds where they're blowing, with breaking bad news to Trump and saying things that Trump is not going to like to hear. And that came up in his most recent podcast. Let's watch.
I agree with that. And I would say one of the major factors in that actually is that whilst he did brilliantly in shutting down the southern border after the ridiculous hemorrhaging sort of open border under Biden, and whilst he was quite right in assessing that Americans, broadly speaking, from all the polls, are happy for people who are in the country illegally, who then commit crimes unconnected to their status to be deported, it's the behavior of ICE on the streets of American cities and towns in going way too far with people who may have been in the country for 10 years, raised kids, got jobs, paid taxes, and so on. That is not supported by the American people. And of course, a lot of people that are being rounded up are Latinos. So quite clearly, you're going to see, as we're seeing, a real backlash there. And I suspect the damage is done. And in the midterms, Trump is going to get the whiplash back from that. And they're going to lose the House. And then he'll become effectively, as everyone does in that scenario, a bit of a lame duck president. And if that happens, he'll only have himself to blame for going too far with the way that ICE has been on the streets, is what I think will happen. Let me bring in Isabel here. I mean, look.
So, yes, obviously. But that's a devastating thing for Trump to hear and something he's so afraid of, which is why I suspect he constantly brings up the unconstitutional third term idea. Because what has Trump sought his entire life? Relevance. And since he got into politics, the way, as many authoritarians do, that he sought to win is good or bad. He just wanted the attention. Didn't care if you were hating him or loving him, wanted you to be thinking about him. Just the quickest pause to request that you click the subscribe button, the simplest, easiest, freest way, completely free, to support the work that we do. Right below the video, click that subscribe button, back to the video. Wanted him to always be in the headlines. What's Trump going to do next? This is what he just said. That's what Trump thrives off of, which is why, I mean, do you remember the Kevin McCarthy anecdote of going down after Trump left office, after failing a coup attempt, going to Mar-a-Lago, and then telling someone, now I'm blanking on who it was, Sarah Longwell, no, not Sarah Longwell, telling Liz Cheney, that's who it was. Why did I say Sarah Longwell? Telling Liz Cheney that Trump wasn't eating. I had to go down there to help him eat a little bowl of soup because he's so depressed. The life force was being sucked out of him because he wasn't being talked about for a moment there. And then he kind of came back alive whenever he started doing rallies again and acting like he was going to run for president very soon after he had been pushed out of office and getting interviews again. And then he was kind of back to the Trump that we knew. He survives off of, as a human being, attention, notoriety, eyeballs. And so the idea of, despite him still being president, him fading in relevance because all of us go, okay, who's next? Okay, Democratic primary is going on, Republican primary, is Vance going to be the nominee? That drives Trump crazy. So he keeps floating, maybe I'll try to run for an unconstitutional third term. And that's Piers Morgan breaking the most horrific news for Trump to hear to him, which is, if you get thumped in the midterms, you're going to be a lame duck president. And in a sense, lose, aside from what is already a very relevant status, which is being president, lose the questions about what's next. Lose a lot of your power, and you're going to be humiliated over and over and over again because Democrats will be able to utilize the power in the House and Senate, or both, or one of them, for investigations and potentially impeachments and exposing all of the corruption that has been going on, but you haven't been held accountable for because Republicans have had those majorities. And then that's why Trump gives answers like this about future Republican candidates.
Mr. President, Marco Rubio received really positive reviews in Munich. Is there a scenario in which you would support him at the top of the ticket in 28?
Something I don't have to worry about now. I've got 3 years to go. So it's something I don't have to worry. JD's fantastic and Marco said both fantastic. I think really, and I think Marco did a great job in Munich.
He's repulsed by that idea of us already thinking about the 2028 primary. He's going, wait, I have 3 years. Don't move on from me. He really does not know who he is outside of constantly being the center of everything. And when he still will be the center of a lot for the remaining years of his presidency because he's president, do you remember whenever Biden dropped off the ticket and Kamala was running for president? You remember how much we were talking about Biden? Not much. Not at all. Not at all. Thank you, Joe. And then he was kind of going around and being a little bit in a pretty epic way unhinged because he didn't give a freak about nothing. And that's because he's not running in the campaign anymore. He's just kind of waiting out the clock. But Biden mentally can handle that. Trump can't. And if all the national attention is on, is it going to be JD or Rubio? Is it going to be Vance v. Newsom, Vance v. Ossoff? Please be Ossoff. Is it going to be who is it going to? That's going to drive Trump crazy. And so I think that Piers statement really embodies it. One other little clip from this press gaggle. You have Trump being asked, what did you do with Melania for Valentine's Day? What do y'all think he did?
I didn't get to play today because I'm working on other things, very important things, much more important than golf. Thank you very much.
Melania for Valentine's, Mr. President?
She's on the plane. Melania's on the plane. We have a movie star on the plane.
Did you have any Valentine's Day plans with her?
Did I what?
Did you do anything for Valentine's with her? Did you give her flowers?
I better not tell you that. Goodbye, everybody. That's the toughest question. No, she's very, I'm proud of the fact, our movie's so successful. It's a tremendous hit. And she does a good job. She does some very consequential work. I think you're going to see in the end that she's going to go down as one of the...
Give me an example. I'm going to play the rest of the clip. Give me an example. What would be one of the really consequential things she's doing?
Really great first ladies. When you see what she's doing with Russia, Ukraine, and so many of the other things she's doing, she's done a good job. She works very hard.
Yeah. No, we saw that. We really saw that in the documentary. We saw just how hard she works. Do you think we should do this, guys? No, I'm being serious. Do you think we should do this, or does it look better like this? Hey, Ralph, come here. Hey, you think this? Wait, look at it. This or this? Jane, this or this? Whew, I'm pooped. I've worked really hard today. Oh my gosh. This whole thing was a big choice. I mean, in the history books, when they're like, what did he do with the top button? I'm going to say, I made the right choice. And also on Russia and Ukraine. No, I mean, he's talking about apparently she'll send letters or try to coordinate with the Kremlin to get Ukrainian children back. To whatever success they're seeing there, I support it. That's good, obviously. But Trump knows very little about it. You remember when he got up and went, Melania is, I don't really know what I'm here for, but she loves kids. She loves the kids, much like me. He didn't say that part. And she has a little kid by the name of her son, and he's very tall. I love, what'd y'all do for Valentine's Day? Huh? The hell is that? What'd you do? Did you get her flowers? And he went, nah, I'm not answering that question. No, answer is loud and clear, brother.